Goddamn, forgot to unmute my mic. What is up,
Oh,
people? What is up? Welcome back to the show. Well, our show, a spoiler show. Me and Josh over
oh.
here, we're on Storms Live. We're debating Saw. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do a little spoiler review. So for you guys that have seen it, you can stay in here. If you don't care, then I completely understand that as well. But we are going to go full spoilers just so that you guys know. Also, make sure to check out that I will be doing a spoilers review with MSK sometime this weekend. What up, Gamer King? How you doing, man? So we're gonna get into this now. We're going to spoil Saw Spiral, the Book of Saw. Josh.
Yo, all right. First off, I just want to say how much Saw means to me. I was 19 years old, the year 2004. Going in, I have to see the Saw movie, man. I've seen the trailers for it. Oh my God, I wonder what's going on. And dude, I left the theater. My face was like white as a ghost, dude. And somebody I knew from school was like, Josh, are you all right, man? Like, you look like you just seen a ghost. I'm like, no, I just seen Saw. And it changed everything for me. And honestly, it's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. It's one of the reasons why I got into movies more so. You know, I'd always watched movies my entire life, but starting to analyze them and everything like that and everything I'm doing, starting to write and be a writer. By the way, shameless plug, my comic book, Artsy Fartsy. Yeah, everything I do movie related came from this franchise. Love the Saw franchise. Seen every single one opening night, and I'm sure my brother next to me, Anzo, who we're going to be fighting soon, I'm sure he feels the same way about it. And I'm talking Saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd seen them all in theaters. They took a hiatus, right? They came back about 5 years later with Jigsaw, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of a little too late now. And everything changed for me. The way I see cinema changed for me, the way I view movies. Going to see Jigsaw, and after it ended, I was like, oh, they pretty much just copied off of Saw 2. They took a little bit from Saw 5. The exposition was way too long in the end. You know what? I don't want to see any more Saw movies. Love the franchise. I'm done. I'm good, man. That was it. That Jigsaw movie was like, I
Jigsaw
can't
was a
take it.
bad movie.
It was bad. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, I'm done, man. No more. Don't show me
But
anymore.
it still has a place in my heart, though. It's
Of
because it's
course, no,
Saw.
me too. It has a
So
big place in my heart. But then out of nowhere, it's like Chris Rock, and like, what? Chris Rock is doing a Saw movie? Uh,
because Chris Rock loved the
is a fan.
franchise, he
Yeah.
stayed true to it. So my thing is different than
Okay.
yours. Because when I seen the trailer, I was like, meh,
Okay.
I was like, looks all right.
And
You know
I'm
what I
19.
mean?
I'm a 19-year-old kid at the time too. Keep that in mind.
What year did it come out?
2004.
2004. Okay, so
Yep.
I was however old I was in my
Yeah. Right.
30s.
Right. Right. Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? But I was like, okay, it looks interesting. You know, I wasn't like, oh my god, I gotta see this movie. But then I seen it, and I'm not gonna lie. Through the whole movie, I'm just like, okay, it's okay. You know what I mean? It's not bad. I'm enjoying it. But that twist at the end, only two movies to me have the best twist in the history of movies, and that's Sixth Sense,
Yep.
and that's Saw.
That's what. Well, there's some other ones too I could put in there if I really thought
Um,
about it.
Usual Suspects is
Oh,
up in
love
there
Usual
too.
Suspects, definitely.
Usual Suspects is up in there
Um,
too.
well, we'll talk
But
about if we want to talk about great endings. Inception's a great ending, just the top spinning. You know what I mean? You could get
I'm
into
talking about twists,
a twist though.
twists
Yeah,
in
yeah.
endings. Yeah, and that is the Inception ending was okay. It wasn't that ending to me was a little bit annoying because it had you thinking, was he in? Was he out? Was he in? Was he out? And that's an argument that still goes on till
Yeah, I don't want
today.
to get too
So
off topic though. But yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
that's a little bit, but like I said, when it comes to the twist of a movie, it was Saw
I'm
and
with you.
Sixth Sense, man.
I'm with you, man.
Because as I'm watching the movie, and it's getting down to the end and it's getting hectic and man's trying to
Yeah,
get to his wife and everything, I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, this getting interesting. But then when Jigsaw stands the fuck up,
yeah.
I was like, holy shit, he was there the whole time. And then they showed the flashbacks and everything. I was like, yo, this shit is fire. From that moment, that became one of my favorite
Game
horror
over,
movies,
man. Game over. Yep.
horror
I'm with
movies
you,
of all
dude.
time.
I'm with you.
2 came out, 3 came out, seen every single one after that in the theater. First day was there, boom, to enjoy my Saw movies.
Yeah.
So for me, the first 4 are great movies. Well, 4 is okay. 1, 2, and 3 are good movies, really good. 4 goes, it's okay. I liked it. 5, not so much. 6, not so much. There's a few ones in 6. 6 is after, like, there's a scene
It's
in
with the health.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scene in 6 where he has the bikers guy and he has the fucking dude fucking glued to the car seat.
That was 7.
That was 7?
And that was actually, you know who that was?
Who?
That was Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. Rest in peace, man.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, that scene was nice. You know what I mean? So every Saw movie had some scenes in it that were good. It's just after the first movie, the twist at the end, they never surprised me after that. So that's my history with Saw. And then I heard Chris Rock was doing Spiral. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay, Chris Rock is doing the Saw movie. This is interesting.
See, Anzo, we flip-flopped, man. Like, I was less excited in the end. And
but why would you be less excited for someone that's a fan of the franchise?
Because
like someone
he's a comedian, man.
So?
And the tone I got from the trailer. No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, but Chris Rock hasn't done just comedies. Look at him in Lethal Weapon 4.
Oh yeah, look at him in New Jack City, which they shamelessly mentioned that joke too, man.
Yeah, but if you're talking about New Jack City, you got to check I Think I Love My Wife. You got to check Top 3. You see, those are movies where he's not comedic in those movies. So I already know he had the chops to do it.
Well, this one he was comedic and he had a lot of jokes. And
he only had like 2-3 jokes in the movie, bro.
All right, so let's talk about that then. Let's
this is what I'm saying. Okay, now me, I grew up with Jamaicans my whole life. Roberto's Jamaican. His brothers, my best friends, like everybody around me was Jamaican from an island. Those are the people I grew up with. So there's a scene where Chris Rock is in the police station. He's talking to the detective, right? And he's like, what do you think I am? Jamaican? I don't want no bumba clap partner. Yo, that shit had me fucking rolling.
Okay.
Because I was like, yeah, that's funny, man, you know?
And is that what you want? You want to be laughing in a movie where people are getting hacked to bits and we're trying to figure out who the killer is?
It doesn't take out of the movie, though. It's not like it was one of those slapstick comedy jokes. This is what I'm trying to say. It fit with the movie. Because that's what would happen if someone's really talking. They would be sarcastic like that. So yes, absolutely.
So there's a whole scene, and whatever. I'm just getting right into it. Max Minghella. All right, he's the killer. All right, so Max Minghella's the killer. You're trying to establish his backstory. Instead, what you do is you have a whole scene where they're in a car, they're driving around, and he's talking about, oh, make sure your wife isn't cheating on you, making jokes like I would make on like Game Changers and shit. It's like, no, like we need to develop this character because this character is nothing now. He's just sitting there. He's the rookie cop. And I understood, and this is why I'm saying it's lazy writing, because from my perspective, it's like you got to leave us breadcrumbs. That's what I had said in my spoiler review. You give us nothing with the Max Minghella character.
But yes, they did. Yes, they did, because you went back and you got the hints where he's talking about, he says, oh, yeah, I'm here because of your father. I'm here because of this. Yo, they gave the backstory. They were giving hints in the movie.
This is the problem, though. They had those little hints, but they didn't. Here's what they should have did. That last scene where you see him, right, like as a little kid, and Chris Rock is like, shh, you don't see that for the entire movie. They should have given us that. And then, like,
why?
What happened to the kid? Well, because you have to give us something. You have to show us something.
But that's what they do. They show you at the end. They don't want to blow that whistle. In the first Saw, hold on. In the first Saw, they didn't show nothing until the end, bro.
And
you didn't get hints of anything in the movie.
And I'm going to say this about that. That's not how you do a twist. That's not the right way. And compared to the other movie that you said, well, hold on. Compared to the other movie that you said, what was the other movie you said? The Sixth Sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get all types of breadcrumbs. And it's not just like, we're going to give you exposition. Oh, he said that one thing. It's like,
but Sixth Sense is a different type of movie, bro. That the movie was depending on that. Right? Because if it wasn't for those breadcrumbs that they put in the movie, you wouldn't believe that he was dead at the end.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say, man. You're
But
proving my point.
no, I'm not, because that's for Sixth Sense. That's how Sixth Sense was. In this one, it's a mystery. So they don't want to give you any clues as to who's doing it. Like,
But
they don't want people.
You can put things in your audience's face without them actually knowing. And
Which they did.
Very,
They
very
showed three.
small.
Okay, but they did it. Just because you didn't think they did
you
enough.
And by the way, you and I both figured it out. Like, I figured it out the second that I figured it out. I don't know what it was for you. When I figured it out was when they were at the AA meeting, and literally, like, Max and Jill is sitting behind Chris Rock, and Chris Rock and the other guy are talking. They do a long take on Max and Jill, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I bet you he's the killer. And then I was revealed right when he was quote unquote dead. It's like, well, you're not going to kill somebody halfway through the movie. That's another place where they fucked up, because
That's where I knew. That's where I knew it was him.
That's why they literally should have had that happen in the third act. And I think there should have been another, not a red herring, but another accomplice that he had. And it could have been, the stepfather that raised him. Now, I know I'm writing the movie now. No, why are you saying?
Okay. Because now you're going into the Saw movies where where Hoffman's working for Jigsaw, and then the doctor's working for Jigsaw, and then the other doctor's working for Jigsaw. And this is what I'm telling you. Like,
well, here's the reason for that. And this is the big plot hole with all of the Saw movies. If Max Minghella was doing it all by himself, he drug out everybody and carried them. This little guy who's shorter and skinnier than me, you know what I mean? Like, who he drug out Chris Rock, took him in broad daylight after. By the way, I saw that coming too. When they
Jigsaw was doing it when he had cancer.
He had Hoffman helping him. He had Amanda helping him.
But not all the way.
And that's what we call a retcon in the industry. That's how Hoffman got the 300-pound man with Jigsaw into the barbed wire, because they had to retcon that, because that's a huge plot hole. The same plot holes exist here, where it's like, oh, he was just doing it all by himself.
Yes.
And what happened to him? Where did he go after his father got killed? Like, I need to have that info, because
why?
Because it's going to tell me he needed to have a stepfather or a scene with his father explaining, listen, this is like true justice, because he wanted to be a cop in the end. You know, what possessed him to want to be a cop? Also,
he says why he wanted to be a cop, because he was
clean up the force.
No, because he was indebted to Chris Rock's character. So he said, and he watched Chris Rock's career, where he's like, okay, you were a good cop and you went to fucking hell, and that's one thing I like too, because in the trailer, you see Chris Rock saying, there's a bunch of cops that I can't trust. And you think it's because you don't know who the killer is, but he didn't trust them because he ratted out a cop, right? Right. And then after what happened is he got shot in the back. The cops fucking didn't come help him out when they were supposed to, when he needed it. This guy knew all of that. So this is what I'm saying. So his job was to come in there and clean it. Plus, he was also studying Jigsaw. He says it. He was like, yeah, Jigsaw was right. So he was obviously studying Jigsaw.
First off, all these things that you're saying, he is missing for one half of the movie. And the first half of the movie, he barely says anything. So having
That's not true.
That's not true?
No, he was in the first half of the movie. The only time he disappears is when he dies.
Having jokes with Chris Rock. That's what I'm saying. Like, I need more. I need more about his morals. I need
even the scene where he's in his
hold
on. Okay. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Did you know Jigsaw's morals in the beginning of the first Saw?
No, and that's a big problem with the first Saw, and I will say that, and I'll admit that, and I've learned that as time went on that we needed more of a little bit more of Jigsaw.
I love it. I love nothing wrong with
I love it as There's nothing wrong with exactly what I'm telling you.
No, that's not an issue, but this is the way they write the movie, bro, so that you don't know. It's called mystery. You cannot give away everything. The biggest mistake with this movie was the fact that they let people figure out who it was way before
that. I don't think that people did.
Absolutely.
Okay.
A lot of people did.
Okay. Fair
A
enough.
lot of people did. I
Um,
watched like 3 reviews. They all said they figured it out.
if they would have did what I said, you wouldn't have figured it out. If they waited till the third act, if it was somebody else like his stepfather that was actually helping him behind the scenes, and actually it could have also been that one guy. I don't know if he died or not. The one white guy that was fighting with Chris Rock that was saying you can't be there because blah blah blah, and then he went away. That guy I thought had something to do with it. I
Was
thought
fighting with Chris Rock?
yeah, remember when he told him like you can't be on this case because you have too much
The cop there.
that guy could have had some kind of history with Max Mingella's character. And then like Max Mingella might go missing at the end of it. Oh, another thing that's a dead giveaway. This is a huge problem with it is like Jigsaw doesn't just skin somebody, right? There was no trap involved. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh yeah, we skinned him alive, whatever. And that's when I also figured out it was the junkie, which that's another plot hole too. And I know I'm going too fast. What happened to the junkie? Yeah, the junkie. Why did the junkie steal the purse? Did Max Minghella give him money to do that? Did he pay him to do that? They never elaborated on that either. That was another plot hole I had an issue with. Because he skins him alive and pretend so that you would think that it was him.
No, he skinned the cop alive after he was in the trap.
No, didn't he?
No, he skinned the junkie alive.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But again, that was, and I don't know if it looked like, because it looked like there was a trap, but I didn't see one, so I couldn't show. The way they showed a picture, it looked like he was just hanging, but he could have been hanging.
And they didn't.
He could have been hanging from a trap, but even still, that doesn't matter. It was what he had to do to try and
trick everybody
to finish the rest of his plan.
But why would you kill this innocent man? I mean, I know he's on meth or whatever, and how did you get him to do the stuff that he did in the beginning? Like, how did you get him to steal the purse, go down the tunnel, and get the guy to chase him down the tunnel?
Maybe paid him.
I mean, that's like kind of important. I don't know. I mean,
why is that important?
That's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing he paid him.
But why is that important? That has nothing to do with the plot. All you have to do is understand that it happened. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it happened. Like, you're one of you're one of those guys that need to know everything. You need to know A, B, and C. But you don't. Not in movies. You don't need to know A, B, and C. You can put the shit together yourself in your head.
Anzo, and by the way, I don't want to harp on the whole twist thing too much because that's not the only issue I had with it. You know, I had issues with oh man, just some of the acting and some of the choices that the characters were making. I have here written down the pawn shop scene with the gun. What was up with that, man? The guy he goes to the pawn shop. He notices that, oh, that's the junkie. I know where he stays. That's so and so. He's over here. And by the way, let me get one of those guns. He goes
because he was going to kill the junkie with the gun.
Right, but
instead of using no, he didn't want to use his cop gun, bro. You could tell who did it.
Oh my god!
So that's why he went by himself, because he was going to kill the junkie and then say, "Oh, I came here in the
vibe." I didn't hear anything about him trying to kill the junkie. He was like, "Hey, so and so, you in there? Are you awake?"
Yeah, but what do you think he was trying to do?
I don't know. The whole thing.
You can't kill the junkie with your registered gun, bro. Like this is what I'm saying. Like you're losing the point. He's not.
I don't know if he was going to kill the junkie. I don't know.
That was his plan. That's why he went by himself. Yes.
He didn't tell the woman to go find the junkie guy.
No, he said go do something else, and he said I'm gonna go.
Okay, well then maybe I misremember that. I'll give you that part then. Maybe I misremember.
He knew where he was going. He told the chick to go do something else, and he said I'm gonna go and find the guy. And then he went over there to find him. He had a gun because he was gonna kill the junkie. So if you kill the junkie with your gun. Like, remember, these are corrupt cops. They're not stupid.
Sure. I don't know.
Sure. That's what it was.
It's just so stupid. It's so dumb. I don't know, to have that whole scene. See, for me, like as a writer, like when I write things, I can't waste time. There's a lot of time wasting stuff where it's like, oh, let's talk about nonsense. What else do I have here so I don't forget anything? Oh, let's talk about the traps, man. Let's talk about the trap I was talking about in the show. All right, the mask trap, man. It was just like if you have hot wax burning your face, and the point of the trap was to lean your neck back and cut your spinal cord, right? Right. You have hot wax burning your face. Your natural reaction is to lean back, like, oh shit, it's burning my face, and move around. You know what I mean?
But if you're leaning back and you feel a fucking knife in your back and you don't want to cut your spine, then you're going to keep your back towards it and try and move
Feeling a
that way.
knife in your back is way better than having hot wax burn your fucking face, like feeling that.
But regardless, she would
And,
have been
and
either. You got to dig your head. You got to dig that knife into the back of your spine, bro.
And it was a
Like,
stupid trap to begin with. First off, it was a stupid trap to begin with. Second off,
why?
there was no tension in it. Well, because it's not like it's either you do this or you do that. Meanwhile, other saw traps are like, oh, I'm having trouble. I'm almost there.
But
I can
he
almost do
wasn't
it.
trying to save them, bro. This is what you don't get from the movie. Those traps were not meant for them to survive them.
No,
None
but
of them were.
what was his thing at the end? He was like, oh, I'll lose a limb there, lose a thing there. It's sever.
Because you see it with Samuel L. Jackson. Right? That trap, he said, either save your father and I can get away. But it was never a plan to save anybody because the minute that happened, the puppet thing came up,
Well,
the gun came out and started
if he didn't
shooting.
go after Max Minghella, he might have been able to say, "Hey, no, 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 no," and stop this other squad team who doesn't know who Samuel L. Jackson is. By the way, obviously he's a cop. You don't know this world famous cop who the whole ending was a mess because it all happened too fast and they didn't.
But this is the thing. Again, it's a split second thing, bro. The cops are coming in. As soon as the cops are coming in, the gun is raising to their head.
You don't see the strings up there. I don't know. That's fine. And I don't even hate that part. I don't want to harp on that because I don't hate that ending. I just wish there was more because that scene where he's like, shh. And it's like, oh, close the door. That could have been more impactful if we had a history with the kid and known like, oh shit, Max Minghella was the kid the whole time, which obviously
we did have a history with the kid because they show you.
No,
they show you it was the kid.
No, I want to see a scene with him like either at the playground, like, oh, daddy, or whatever happened to him.
Why? But that's not the plot of the story, bro.
And that's the thing. I know it's 90 minutes. This needed to be 2 hours. You needed that extra 30 minutes of stuff, and you needed to cut out some nonsensical, pointless scenes.
No.
Like cut out some stupid shit with the joke. It's like, dude, you're going to see the dead body. For me, it should just be like, oh, let's cut to Chris Rock. He's there. He's investigating what's happening. That's how the Saw movies are. It's not like, oh, let's walk down the thing. Let's talk about your child that doesn't exist. And let's,
But all of that is plot for the guy's story. This is what I'm telling you. That's how you learn about the character. You're learning the character. You said you want character development. You said you want to know. And in that car scene, you're getting it because he says he has a wife, he says he has a kid, and then Chris Rock starts making fun of him, saying he's wife gonna cheat on him. And Chris Rock wasn't talking about that to make fun of him because that's what happened to Chris Rock.
You have to have time real estate, man. Do it while you're in a scene that's important. Do it while something's going on. Do it.
But no, you have to, when you're doing it in a scene that's important, you have to stick to what's important in that scene, especially in a Saw movie, because there's hints and clues all over those crime scenes and shit like that. So you can't be sitting there while they're doing something serious and be talking about, oh yeah, your wife's gonna cheat on you. That's where the jokes get stupid. That's what they do in Thor Ragnarok. That's where those jokes get stupid. When you're fucking doing something serious, and like he's about to fight Hawk, he's like, oh, he's my friend. I know him from work.
Well, that's why I'm saying don't do the jokes at all, because we're trying to get something serious. I love Thor Ragnarok, by the way. So that's a whole nother discussion.
There you
that's
go.
A whole nother discussion for a whole other thing, man. You don't like Thor Ragnarok?
Absolutely not.
Oh, no.
Absolutely not. Way too jokey. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, way too jokey.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, too.
And they put their jokes in there where it's unnecessary. At least in this one, when Chris Rock is making the jokes, it's little banter to where, oh shit, I got a super chat. My bad.
Oh shit! Sorry, man.
Some geeky guy sent in a $5 super chat. The twist caught me off guard because I thought either O'Brien or Blindly were the killers. Again, at first, when you're first watching the movie, it's like, oh, could be this guy, could be this guy. But I didn't think it was any of the cops because we already knew the cops were dirty.
Amen. You know what I mean? I agree with that. The red herrings were just like too obvious. Like, let's do close up on him. Let's do close up on him. Some of them weren't even like, they didn't even matter at all.
The cops were cops were dirty because
not one. The other black guy. What was the other black guy? He was like, oh, I'm making a face, man.
Right now, if you had one of those cops who was supporting him and be like, no, you guys gotta, you know what I mean?
And that's what I said. That's what. Wait, then it would have Chris Rock.
Yes, Chris Rock.
No, I want a cop to support Max Minghella. It should have been that white guy.
No.
Nah,
No,
see,
who cares about him? It's Chris Rock is the star. So what I'm saying is you would have had a better twist if you would have had, let's say there was a cop that was like, one of the cops was on Chris Rock. So yeah, he did the right side other than the lieutenant chick or whatever. You know what I mean? And then he ends up being the killer. Then it's like, okay, you know what I mean? But every other cop was fucking corrupt. You could tell every single cop was corrupt.
Sure.
So there was no way that I would ever think that one of those cops were the killer. It just wasn't that. None of them were a thought to me. None of them were a thought to me.
Oh my god, man.
None of them
No,
were
no,
a
no,
thought
no,
to
no,
me.
no, no. I agree with you. I'm not. I'm just saying. Oh my god, like this
Yeah.
movie,
So
man. This
so
movie.
for me, I was like, maybe it's Samuel L. Jackson. You know what I mean? I had a little thought that it was him
No, I didn't have that. Okay.
because what his son, you know, was corrupt. I mean, his son was good. He got fired from the force for trying to save his son from not getting shot. So it's like maybe he was like, you know, okay, listen, the corrupt force is bad, so maybe I gotta help clean it up. So I thought it might have been him at one point, but then once the guy died, I was like, okay, yeah, it's him. Right away.
Yeah, I knew before that just because of that one shot where I was like, all these shots are so flat and boring. Where it's like,
And then when
yeah.
Chris Rock is in the fucking church, he's talking to the guy.
Yeah.
The reason why the cop didn't say nothing because that's the guy that killed his fucking father.
Right.
So that's
Wait,
why he
what?
didn't say anything.
Oh, that's another thing too. That was another problem. It's like, oh yeah, you don't know who that is or what happened to
He
that.
knew who it was.
No, the other guy, not Chris Rock, the fucking.
But he
guy,
didn't know the guy had a son.
And that's what I'm saying. What the fuck happened to the son? It's like, yeah,
he was hiding, bro.
Yeah, he was hiding. What happened after that?
What do you mean? What happened?
How did he get from the little kid hiding in the closet, like, oh no, my dad died, and Chris Rock to being Max Minghella the cop?
Bro, he grew up. That's what happened.
I need to know more. I need to know more than that.
Why though? Why
That's
do you
very
need
important.
more than that?
Just
No,
like
it's not.
You were talking
He
about
grew up. He grew up. That's what happened. He grew up and he hated the cops. Huh?
You didn't hate, but he became a cop, and he wanted to say, "I want to get the cops out."
Right. Okay. That's why he became a cop. He said it. He said, "I became a cop, and you know how hard it was for me to be assigned to you." He did all of that because
with who? How did he do it? Who did he get? How did he assign himself with Chris Rock and become a partner? That's why.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not. I'm dead serious, man. This is important
Are you
stuff.
fucking kidding me? No, it's not. That's not important. It happens. You watch movies all the time where it's like, oh yeah, I tried to get assigned to you. No, there's not. It's like, oh,
movies. I'm telling you, man. Just like with the Sixth Sense. Just like with the Sixth Sense, he was
Sixth Sense is a different type of movie, though, bro.
No, but you want to get to that level of like, oh my god, whoa, what a twist! Like if you want to get there, and if you want to have me care about his character, because I didn't give a shit. I didn't care about Max Minghella. I'm like, oh, he got his vengeance. And oh, wow, that was him. But I didn't care about him at all. I was like, oh, okay, that's it. All right. Yeah, that's what I figured. Like, oh, let me ask you this then, Hanzo. Here's the question. Where do we go from here? Because I feel the same way I went with Jigsaw. Sequel level. Where do we go from here?
Well, there's definitely going to be a sequel. But you see, now, this is where my problem comes in with the movie.
Okay, brother.
Huh? This is where my problem comes in with the movie.
Okay.
Is that we know who it is. Like Chris Rock knows who it is. He survived. So Chris Rock is going to hunt him down all the time. That's my issue with the movie. Now, I think it should have ended with him locking Chris Rock away in the room like they did in fucking the first one, like because all he has to do now is go back to the police station. Oh, it was my rookie. He's the one, and now they're going to be hunting him down.
Unless there was an implication where the cops could have shot Chris Rock too, like, oh, you're the crazy guy with the gun, which I think backhanded. That's what they kind of wanted to do.
My first choice would have been to end it to where they made it look like it was Chris Rock that was doing it all. And
I mean, that's kind of what he did.
No, he didn't.
No, because he shot the 5 shots and said, there's a crazy man in here with a gun. They don't see Max Minghella. They just see Chris Rock. Well, I know that they thought it was Samuel L. Jackson, but what are they going to think?
But they know it's not Chris Rock, though. You know what I mean? Like,
why? And why is that? Because he's a cop?
No, because he was there. He was hunting them down. He wasn't around. He was always around when the killing. Like there's no missing time for him.
But they didn't know who Samuel L. Jackson was, even though he was the head of the police.
It's not that they didn't know who he
It's a
was, bro.
mess. It's a mess.
But it's not that they didn't know who he was, bro. It's not that they didn't know who he was, but these are a bunch of SWAT teams coming in and seeing something up on a wall with a gun. It's not that they didn't know who it was. It was dark in there. They just shot.
Sure,
It's
fair
the
enough.
same thing.
And
It's
I
the
don't
same
hate
thing that
that.
happened with the girl, bro.
And I don't
In
hate
real
that.
life, the cop came in and the girl was trying to rush a guy and he shot her. It's the same thing. When you're a police officer and you're in a
You
situation
mean in
like
real
that,
life? Okay,
yes, you only have a split second before you can do things. And that's
fair
exactly what
enough.
happened in that scene.
Fair enough, man.
Right. But my point is, Chris Rock was the lead investigator and this and that. Now, maybe in the second one, they can try and blame Chris Rock for
We'll
it.
see how it does at the
But
box office. That's the
I don't see that happening. What's up, JJ? What's going on?
No, we'll see
What's
how
up?
it does at the box office. If it doesn't do well, they'll just see. Because here's the other problem, right? Now, obviously, for me, Saw 7, the final chapter, quote unquote, which we know it never is, ended with Lawrence Gordon. I used to have huge fights with my friends. Speaking about fights with my friends, I used to be like, yo, Dr. Lawrence wasn't dead. He isn't dead. He's like, yeah, he did. He died. I'm like, no, he fucking got away. Remember? You don't see him after that. And the reason why he never came back was because Carrie Yules didn't want to do it. He hates Saw pretty much. So you could have
You're talking about the doctor in the first one?
Yeah. He could have
But he did come back.
No, in the 7th one, though. I'm saying
Yeah.
it took him 7 movies because
Yeah.
he didn't want to be a part of it. And I guess he owed money on his taxes and was like, see, I'm very cynical with this stuff. So I'm like, oh, he came back to do it. Because they were asking him questions in an interview. They're like, hey, which Saw trap is the angel trap? He's like, I don't fucking know. I didn't see the Saw movies. So he didn't give a shit about Saw. The franchise didn't want to come back. My point is that they could have did a continuing story with him. They didn't want, and he obviously doesn't want to do it. Then they went to the Jigsaw story 8 with that guy man who is like, oh, I had fake laser beams and I had fake blood splurt out. I wanted to get you to confess. And it went on and on and on forever and ever. And it's like, I was Jigsaw's cousin or some stupid shit. And they didn't do with that. So now it's like, okay, now it's rebooted. Chris Rock, Max Minghella. Now I'm saying, where do you go again from here?
But you see, that's better than that because I wouldn't really want to see them go and recycle the same thing. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure that it could be either. Did Hoffman die?
Yes, he got his something happened with him. Because Dr. Lawrence Gordon left him in the room.
Right. So we didn't see him die.
Yeah, that's true. That's
so we
good.
Didn't see Hoffman die.
That's good.
We didn't see Hoffman die. Right?
You know what I wanted, Anzo? I wanted Saw Society. That's what I wanted the next movie to be called before I knew about Spiral. Saw Society would be like people who follow Jigsaw as a cult, and you really don't know who the fuck it is because it could be this guy, it could be this guy. They're the followers of Jigsaw, and it could have been with Dr. Gordon leading them. That's what my initial script before Jigsaw. I know. It's my fan thing.
You see, this is the thing.
Okay.
Nah, man, because now you have all these different, like this doctor is doing this and he has a bunch of people doing this and that. Nah, bro, that's it. Saw's not about that. It's about one guy trying to change people.
Well, right? Saw was just like, this is a cool concept. Oh shit, it made a ton of money.
Saw was always about redemption. But then when Hoffman came in, that's when Hoffman changed it.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the very first Saw movies. Like Lee Winnell was like,
it was about redemption.
Yeah, no, it was. I'm agreeing with you on that. But I'm saying it's a cool script. That was a good movie. That's the end of it. And then it was like Hollywood's like, oh, look how much money it made. No, it can't be the end of it. Let's do something. I don't know. Fucking make Saw 2. It was his son. Da 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 da. And then like it kept going. It's still making money. Keep going.
Yeah, but I don't think Saw 1 ever ended not to have a 2 or 3. I just didn't think it would go till 7. But Saw 1 was definitely set up for a Saw 2. It was.
I disagree 100%. And
was Jigsaw got away. It was a setup for a Saw 2, bro.
That wasn't their plan. The only you'd have to see if it didn't do well at the box office, if it bombed.
But any movie that doesn't do good at the box office doesn't get a sequel.
Sure, but I mean,
that's facts. That's not true.
Here we are now. Here we are at Saw 9, though. That's what I'm saying. So
yes,
To see
because
Saw 10,
Saw 1 was set up for Saw 2. And then Saw 2 did well, and then they did Saw 3. And then Saw 3 did well, and then they went all the way to
no, that's
fucking now.
so we agree. We're agreeing then. Okay. We
Yes, but
agree. That's awesome, man.
Saw 1 was set up for Saw 2.
I disagree.
You can't,
I mean,
of
no, it was
course
set. It was only set up because they had the story ready for another thing or whatever. But
What are you talking about, bro? The ends with Jigsaw getting away.
It ends with him getting away, but you know who it is
That's
already.
Saw,
You don't need to have. You could have went without Saw 2.
That is setting up for Saw 2. That's what it does. That's what that is. That's why he gets away. It's a setup for a sequel. You do that in movies.
You know
don't
what?
know if the movie's
I'll
gonna
say
be
this.
good.
It could have been ambiguous, like, oh, you know what? We'll I guess we could set it up for a sequel.
No, that's not what it is, bro.
It wasn't planned. Saw 2 wasn't.
Yes, it was. Hands down, it was.
All right, wait, I'm gonna go find that out. We gotta
hands down it was.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree on that until we find out the true intention. Because, like I said,
you watched the movie.
Like I said, Carrie Ewells is like, fuck this movie. I don't want to be in Saw 2.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to be in it. They don't need him.
But he got away too, though.
They don't need him. No, they did not need him because it was about Jigsaw. It wasn't about him. He was part of a trap. They didn't need to bring him back. He wasn't needed. The other guy, because he got away too, right?
Hoffman.
No, he didn't get away. But
Donnie Wahlberg, you mean?
No, not Donnie Wahlberg. The other guy that was in the first one, the photographer guy. He didn't get away.
That's Lee Winnell. That's
Adam. He didn't get away, but he came back for another movie to show how he got caught.
Well, he's the writer of the movie, so of course he was going to come back. And actually,
but he didn't need to. This is what I'm saying. They didn't need to bring him back. They didn't bring him back until like 4 or 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you mean like the character Adam?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, the character.
Also, I mean, Lee Winnell gave it to Darren Lynn Bousman. You know what I mean, for 2, 3, and 4 to direct, and he stopped writing them after 2. So I think he was done with it too. He was tired of writing Saw movies as well.
Well, the Saw series, like I said.
Then he worked on Dead Silence and then Insidious.
They made their biggest mistake by killing Jigsaw in the third one. That was the biggest mistake.
Sure, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
That was the biggest mistake.
They managed to keep it going, but I mean, and that was another thing about Jigsaw, the movie, where the 8th one, where it's like, it's him again. Like, then it was another day.
It was Hoffman, and then Hoffman was a horrible character.
See,
you could tell Hoffman was the bad guy. Like from the minute he came in, I was like, "Who's this guy?" I'm like, this guy is.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna front. See, I can admit when I'm wrong. I didn't know it was Hoffman in Saw 4, so that's fair enough. I didn't know that. I didn't see that one coming.
It was predictable, man.
Okay,
it was
fair enough. I give you props if you knew it then.
That one, Amanda in part 2, just seemed weird to me. I had a feeling it was going to be her too. That was going to be helping. But the twist in that one where the kid was in the safe all the time,
right. That's a good twist. That's a good twist. Yeah, but then like I said, they recycled that in Jigsaw, where it's like, oh yeah, that video also didn't happen.
I know.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, and all right. So enough about that. Things I didn't like, and I'll do it really quick. The score and the lighting and the cinematography. I hated it in this. It didn't feel like Saw to me. I wanted more quick cuts. I wanted more shakies. I wanted more zoom cuts. I wanted
shakies are the worst, bro.
No,
I hate shaky cam. Shaky cams in movies are the worst.
No, not shaky cam. The general Saw, like, God, I'm trying to get out of the trap. It's crazy because you're going through what the character's going.
There was that happened in the fucking scene with the helmet.
Happened in the scene with what?
Where the guy had the helmet on in the water. It happened when he had the first thing.
I'm talking about like in Saw, it happens when Danny Glover is chasing so-and-so. It happens when, like even like the transitions too, those great transitions of like, there was nothing like that. It was just like flat, like, okay, let's go to the next scene. Like they didn't really care. And I blame that on Darren Broussard, man. I don't even blame that on Chris Rock. That's not his fault. To me, I thought that maybe he's just tired of writing it, directing it after all these years where it's like, I don't care. Just put him in a medium shot and go reverse shot. Because that's what they do in soap operas. It's very like, oh God, like you're not going to put like a high angle. You're not going to go from the killer's perspective. You're not going to go wide shot. Like I noticed things like that. To
all
me,
the
that
shots that they did in that movie were the same as Saw 1, bro.
they weren't.
Yes, they were.
There are scenes in Saw 1 where they're switching transitions from one scene to the next. There's scenes where Danny Glover is in a rush. There's urgency. There's scenes where it's like Dutch tilt, where he's right after Ken Lung gets shot. There's a Dutch tilt. Oh no! Oh god! And it goes silent. It wasn't super artistic to me. That's what I'm saying. It was very flat and boring. I know that a lot of people aren't going to care about that, but to me, I do care about that. I'm just saying, to me, I really do. And that gives me that's why I had the thing about my Saw experience, because like, for me, all that stuff mattered. Like it gave me the whole aura, and it's one of the things that got me into looking at like the Midsummers and The Witch and Antichrist and all these things with atmospheric, traits and cinematic traits. You know what I mean?
No,
I know. That's fine. That's fine.
No.
That's fine.
And nobody care about that shit, bro.
And
we're going to watch the movie to be entertained.
And I'm happy you were, Anzo. I'm happy you were, and I'm happy that most people were. I'm happy you guys. I'm happy you're not cynical like me, and I'm happy that you're not a nitpicking, asshole who reviews movies and has a comic book that makes fun of movies. But you know what I mean? I'm happy about that, man. That's what I want to say to you, brother.
No matter whether you're happy or not, bro. I enjoyed the movie. I'm good.
Glad that you're happy that you. I'm happy that you enjoyed it, man.
That movie was fire. I'm gonna go see it again.
Awesome,
in the theater.
Dude.
I wish it would have came on streaming service. So
I hope you have a good time, man. I hope you enjoy the popcorn. I hope you enjoy the things. I'm good, man. I don't want to see it again.
I will definitely watch it again.
That's awesome,
when it comes to the first Saw movie, this one is right on point with it.
I might watch it for another analytical part. Maybe I'll have a different experience as a second viewing.
The only issue I had with it was, like I said, was the twist was predictable. Figured out who it was going to be right away. So
So you like the acting? I'm not even going to talk about Chris Rock because the jury's out. We both disagree on that. I didn't like Chris Rock in the movie. You like Chris Rock in the movie, but what about everybody else? Like, you thought Max Minghella was good? I mean, I know he's trying to be like, I'm trying to be quiet. I thought he was really.
He was fine. He's absolutely fine.
He's the killer of the movie. He should be better than fine. I should remember his performance. Like, oh fuck, that was.
But he was trying to play. He was trying to play it like a Jigsaw. Jigsaw was exactly the same type of character. Jigsaw was
Tobin Bell calm, is iconic, man.
But he was calm. He was cool. He was collective. He only lost his cool that one time when his wife got fucking murked. But that's the only time.
Yeah, that was Saw 4. Yep.
Right. That was the only time. That was the only time he ever fucking lost his cool. So it was the same thing. The guy was playing a role. You know what I mean? He was trying to be this cop, this rookie cop, to make it seem like he didn't know nothing and this and that. He played it perfectly.
We agree to disagree on that too,
because
I thought
when he switched at the end, it was perfect. It was perfect.
It wasn't. It wasn't, man. It wasn't Kaiser Sose. It wasn't.
But you're not going to expect Kaiser Sose from a Saw movie.
I do. I do every time because it happens.
But no, it doesn't. Not in a Saw movie.
It does.
You tell me whoever acted as good as a Kaiser Soze in those movies.
I mean, Tobin Bell, like when he's getting up off the floor, man. I mean, that's the same.
That's a moment. We're talking acting.
Acting, yeah.
That's
a moment.
I like the acting in the first one is horrible.
I got to be honest with you, man. Well, Carrie Yules is amazing. I disagree with that. I think that Carrie Yules, that's Dr. Lawrence Gordon. I think that
was horrible, bro.
You think it was horrible?
Bro, when that scene where he's like, "Oh,
Danny Glover's amazing too." Danny Glover is fucking phenomenal.
Danny Glover has played way better than he did in that movie. When the dude's in the car and he's like, "Oh, my kids," and he's like pretending to cry, didn't even look real.
I disagree, man. I think that Danny Glover had a super urgency. Like, I want to kill this. He did the raspy voice thing, and he fucking had. He was a great.
And then he's sitting in the. Where are you?
Yeah,
I see you. Nah, man. That acting scene was horrible. I'm sorry,
man.
That acting.
You thought that woman who was the captain was better. I want to know what's going on with you, Chris Rock. I want answers and da da da. I'm doing the cop woman.
I wouldn't say her acting was better.
It was terrible, man. It was so bad. It was bad.
No, it wasn't.
All right, it fine, man. That's fine.
No, it wasn't.
That's fine, bro. It was on point. It was
Danny
soap
Glover
opera
was
shit.
best in Hard to Kill.
Okay,
Danny Glover wasn't in Hard to Kill.
Hard to Kill.
Oh, yes, he was. 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 Yes,
Uh,
he was.
what else was I gonna fucking say, man? Some other
Yes, he
shit.
was.
I'm forgetting shit. Man, I don't remember. We talked a lot. But it was a good talk, though. It was a good battle, man. I think it was a good battle.
Yeah, you. I don't know what's wrong with you, bro. I don't know.
Don't
what's
take it
wrong with
personal,
you.
man. I hope you're not taking it personal.
I never take it personal.
No. I mean in the sense of like, what's wrong? Because
No,
that's
I
where
don't
we.
take it personal. I just say your taste in music in movies is suspect. You like Saw
Oh,
4
man.
and 5 as like your top favorite Saw movies. I'm like, no, not even close.
Because they feel like a Saw movie.
Not
Everything.
even close.
I feel
No,
like a
no, they
Saw movie,
don't.
and
No, they
it's the
don't. The
apex of
only
the story.
no, they don't. The only ones that fucking feel like Saw movies are the first, second, and third. Because those are the only ones that stayed true to the formula of the first one. The rest of them started depending way too much on the traps and instead of the story.
Well, that's another thing that we disagree with too. Anzo is like, I like Hoffman. I like
Yeah,
the
Hoffman
character.
sucked.
I like him. I like his arc. I like the fact that you have a guy who's not following Jigsaw's rule of law, what he wanted, and who doesn't listen to him, and who needs to be punished by Jill, et cetera, et cetera. Saw 7, that last one, Saw the last chapter got a little weird, crazy with the traps. Like that one trap of the wife, she's burning alive inside the furnace, and it went joo, 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 joo. It's like, who built that? Who the fuck built that shit? Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Also the one where they're in public. That's the
But
same
that's the
one.
thing. And
Yeah.
this is the thing. When it comes to the first one and this one,
The
the
traps got,
traps are
yeah,
the traps are more like they were in the first one.
sure.
You know what I mean? You went to the
Sure.
story. In the first one, it was all about the story. You got a little glimpse of a person in the trap, and then they would find them dead. Same thing in this one. Exact same.
You like the
Exact
fact that it
same
was
beat.
more simplified, which it was more simplified, but it still seemed nonsensical to me. The way the guy's fingers were ripped, they're ripped off. It looked so fake. I don't know, man. I was almost laughing during that scene. I got to be honest with
The
you. That
fingers did not look fake. And that trap, that's the thing. These traps were not meant for them to
I
survive.
don't
None
that
of
and
them.
see that I don't know about because the what he said at the end and the what it was all done too fast. I don't know what his intention was, and I
But
don't know
of
what his
course you
intention will
do,
be.
bro. You have to know because nobody survived the trap. So even when Chris Rock
The
tried to hold
first
on,
guy.
hold on.
Sorry.
Even when Chris Rock tried to save his father, the trap still ended up killing him. So it was obvious that he was not trying to let them survive the traps. It's
The
obvious
guy
right
in the
then and
first
there.
one, the guy in the first trap, he absolutely when he got free and he was like he got hit by the train, his tongue came out. He fell first before the train hit him. He could have
No,
got out of there
no, he
sooner.
didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. As soon as he fell off the chair, that's when the train hit him. There was no way he was getting out of that
You know
because
what?
by the time the tape finished, the train was already coming around the corner.
Here's what I'm gonna do, Anzo. Here's what I'm gonna do. It's for you, brother. Only for you, brother. Otherwise, I wouldn't fucking do it. I'm gonna go see it again. I'm gonna go reanalyze it.
Hey, you can find that clip online. I can show it to you.
No, I didn't even know about I'm talking about the whole movie. I want to see it again and see
Yeah,
how.
no, I'm talking about the beginning, the subway scene. It says
Sure.
first 3 minutes are online.
Sure,
I can
but
show it.
I'll watch the whole movie again because I want to hear what Max Minghella was saying, what he was saying in the beginning. Maybe I'll feel differently about it. Maybe I'll feel, I'm willing to admit if sometimes I see a movie, I'm like, then I see it again, I'm like, oh, okay, and vice versa. Sometimes I see it again, I'm like, oh, that's really stupid. I forgot. Oh, that doesn't make any sense now. I think about it.
Yeah.
We went in, man. We went fucking 40 minutes doing this, talking about this shit.
Yeah. Always do. Always do.
Bro.
It's a trap. Head of State, good movie. Head of State.
Head of State.
Not sure I remember that.
Fucks with Enemy of the State, man. That's my shit, bro.
Enemy of the State was a good movie.
Head of State.
Enemy of the State was really good.
Oh yeah, let me read this chat, man. I wonder what people are saying.
I don't know if much too people seen it. I know just some geeky guy seen it. He said he loved it. Jason Lee Tucker asked if Samuel Jackson dies.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man. Jason Lee Tucker, man. You know it's spoilers, right, brother? We have a spoiler.
Yeah, I know.
We said it,
I
man.
told him that.
Oh
Chris Rock
no.
starred in Head of State. Oh, did he?
Jason Lee, you just don't want to see the movie. You're just like, fuck it, tell me what
forget it.
happened. Sometimes I do that.
Well,
Yeah,
I told him it was going to be spoilers, and he said he was okay with it. So
you froze, dude.
yeah, I see that. Hold on. Okay, let's see if we can get this part going.
And look, it came out. It fucking came out when he finally let go of the.
What's that?
It came out when he finally let go of it. It's like he would have fucking fell to the ground and would have ran away and been in serious pain. And
no, it came out when he got hit by the train, bro.
No, it came out before.
Because it came. I turned it off, but it came out right as he got hit by the train, bro.
No, it came out as the thing fell. The stool fell, and then it came out.
No.
Hold on.
No.
You just watch it yourself and then tell me.
Okay, yeah, it did come out. Not true. He could also. Not true. He could also. What's this? He could also try to pull the chains down if they were thin enough. They'd break with his weight if he pulled them down with his weight. The point is, you're sitting there and like, oh, jump, bro. You cannot tell me that you wouldn't try other fucking things first before you're jumping, bro.
No, because the train's coming, it's gonna kill you. There's nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Come on, like for real though. Like honestly, don't sit there and act like, yeah, man. Oh no, I would jump and rip out my tongue so easy.
So you'd rather get hit by the train.
But no one in these Saw movies ever does the shit like right away, bro. Like
sometimes
there's not
they
one.
Survive. Some people survive. Some people get away.
Amanda was the only one that survived.
No, but I mean, like in Saw 4, if you want to
Amanda,
talk about,
they showed
like
those
the
people.
wife and shit. She survived. Fucking. I mean, obviously in Saw 6, people survive that don't get killed, which that's why I hated Saw 6. Detective Tapp would have survived if he wouldn't have kicked through that fucking door, or not Detective Tapp. Who's the black guy? I forget his fucking name.
But my point is that most of these people don't survive. The only one that survived was Amanda.
I'm sorry, everybody in Saw 5 would have survived if they would have worked together and used the same key on the same locks, if they would have all crawled through the tunnels
again,
together.
You don't know that because it was
Hoffman. You do know that. That's why I
hold on. It was Hoffman doing it. Hoffman's traps were not to let anybody survive.
No, but those traps were literally would have let them survive because a little
But you don't know. But what I'm saying is you don't know what would happen after they got out of that because Hoffman wasn't making people survive. He was killing them.
The 2 people that were left when it was the 5 things to put your wrist through, they would have survived because the cops found out where they were, but they obviously lost so much fucking blood. I think one of them did survive and they mentioned that, or they kind of were like, he survived, but he doesn't have. He was in Saw 7. No, he was in Saw 7. He was with the support group. And he was like, look at my hand. It got cut off. And same thing with the black woman. She survived too because she cut her hand off. She was in Saw 7. Like, look at my fucking arm. Remember that? The support group.
Yeah, but those weren't Hoffman that was doing those traps.
No, Hoffman was still alive. Yeah, he was still doing the traps.
Yeah, no, it was Jigsaw. Jigsaw and Hoffman were working together during those traps.
No, that was after he died. That was when he gave the tape to Jill because Jill had killed
but those traps go back into the past. That's what I'm saying. And when you show those traps, those are the traps that were happening when he was working with Jigsaw.
I'll give you this. That's completely fucked. Which ones are in the past and which ones aren't in the past?
Because that's the way they convoluted their stories.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a fuck up. But no, I think that the Saw 6 was she's cutting off her hand, and then they had the support group. That's definitely after he's dead because they found the body and Dr. Gordon was the one helping him out, and set up the traps for that.
Right. So he was helping them with Jigsaw. Jigsaw was alive. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Jigsaw was alive.
After Saw 7?
Yes, because they went back, bro.
Fuck. That hurts my brain even trying to think of whether or not
so when we saw Hoffman, right? The one with Hoffman, do you remember after Hoffman got out, he was working with Jigsaw? Yeah, he was patching up people. So that's when those traps happened. The ones, all those before, the ones people survived are the ones Jigsaw was doing. The ones where the people died were the ones Hoffman
I
was
have
doing.
to go through a whole thing to be like, this is definitely it, and this happened at this time, because that's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, you have to go back and watch every single. You wouldn't really have to go back and watch every single one. You just have to watch that one. But at the same time, it's because everything is a flashback, right?
I bet you there's somebody did it online where it's just a timeline, like they did with Tenet, where it's like, yeah, this is the linear timeline of Saw. Like Saw meets Hoffman, Saw meets a man, like, you know, and then it goes from Saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna check that out. Actually, you gave me a good idea. But yeah, man. So I know we've been going on, man, for an hour.
Yeah, go
What
ahead.
What would you say, brother? Well, you said you give it a 9?
Yeah, 9 out of 10.
All right, man. I'm going 4.5 or a 5.
This guy is bananas, bro. This guy is bananas. You know what? I ain't do it all night.
Oh no,
I ain't do it all night.
Fair enough.
I ain't do it all night, but yeah.
You will not down before me, Jarrell! Both you and them one day, Jarrell!
Yeah, that's right, guys. I had to send him to the Phantom Zone for his fucking score. This guy is trying to basically say that Saw 4 and 5 are better than Spiral. Hell to the no.
Oh my god. Who here in the chat? Who's seen how many people have watched? I'm sorry, man. What do we got?
Is it possible that the plans for the trap survived? Maybe John sketched them out and Hoffman carried and all that to explain how the traps were so complex. Well,
I mean, nobody built that trap in Saw 7 with the woman burning in the furnace. It went do like some fucking Transformer shit, man. Come on. No, that was the most ridiculous. And then the 3D kicks in too, so it makes it even worse. I saw it in 3D too. I don't know if you did.
Yeah, of course I've seen it in 3D. I've seen it in the first day.
I know, man. You're like me, man. We gotta see the 3D. Who's seen it though here in the chat? Tell me what's your score. Put your scores in the chat. Out of 10. Who's closer, me or Anzo? I'm at a 5. He's at a 9.
Said Maliki survived 6. Who was that?
That might be one of the people on the merry-go-round.
I don't remember who,
because there were 2 out of 6. I fucking hated that shit. I hated Saw 6. It's my least favorite because there are people who literally cannot survive the trap, and it's designed that way by Jigsaw nonetheless. Because like, pick 2 of these 6 people to live. Because it's like, oh, we're talking about health insurance, and that's kind of what the health insurance companies do.
I didn't Phantom Zone you. Some geeky guy said 8.5.
Okay.
8.5. You see, I tell you, Josh. Huh? Josh is like, he don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
And bro. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you guys having a different opinion than me, man. I'll survive.
Hey,
I do know what I'm talking about.
You were the one that brought it up in the chat, so I didn't say anything.
Fire. No, that's fine. That's fine.
No,
we have one. We have one.
Your fire is very like, yeah.
Oh my! What are you doing? The Hulk thing? You doing the Thor Ragnarok thing? Hulk fire. Hulk fire is like burning fire.
Nitpicky. Got a 6.5 by Sci-Fi Nation.
Okay, that's fine.
But why was
because I figured it out?
Predictable to you?
Because we figured it. We both figured it out.
I figured it out too
immediately. That's why it's predictable because we know what it was.
To fill the tiebreak, fill the beaker.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, but they were both in the Saw 7, the support group.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But that's what I'm saying. That
they all would have survived, but all 5 of them would have done the same thing, and they wouldn't have had their hand cut in half.
Yeah, something like that.
But you didn't like Saw 5, so and to me it's one of my favorites. But so that's why I remember because like, whoa, that's a clever idea, having teamwork versus not having teamwork. 6.5.
Sarah said I 6.5. The traps were cool. The relationship with Rock Jackson was great, but super predictable. Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying. It was good. You know what I mean? Like
6.5 to me is closer to me than 9.
You said 4.
4.5.
Yeah,
4.55.
6.5 is a pass, though. You know what I mean? Tell Josh to save his money on Jolie.
Oh, you seen it? No good, huh? Okay. Fair enough. I see 63% for that, but that's on that cusp where it's like, Angelina Jolie, man, she fell out. It looked, the trailer looked all right. It's like, ooh, what's going on with the kid? How is he going to survive the forest fire? You know what I'm talking about?
So, which one?
Those Who Wish Me Dead.
Right,
No.
I'm not even interested.
Okay.
Not even interested.
Okay.
So yeah, so those of
Right,
you
shit,
who've
dude.
seen it, let me ask you this: did Chris Rock kill it or not? Did Chris Rock kill it or
See,
not?
and when you say
In
kill
the
it,
chat, I
when you
mean,
say-
do good.
oh, see, I think
Was
kill it
good.
like, oh wow, he killed the franchise. Ooh,
No, Chris
it's
Rock
done. I
killed
don't
it
want to
like
see any more.
he
I don't
was
want to see any more.
fire.
I don't
No.
want to see any more. I didn't want to see any more solo movies to begin with anyway. But
Chris
now I
was-
really don't want to see any more.
Chris Rock was fire. So
I
if
don't
you
want to
guys,
see.
I want to know if you guys think Chris Rock did a good job.
I don't want to see Max Mangello running around try to catch me. I don't want to see that shit in Saw 10.
I figured out who the killer was before I saw the movie. I seen so many cop movie and thrillers not to suspect the dumb newbie partner. Yeah,
I don't know about all that.
Yeah,
I mean, buddy cop movie. It's not like you'd expect. Oh, it's Jackie Chan's the one behind Rush Hour. You know.
No,
I don't know about what. In Seven, it wasn't like that.
Piano Man from Digital Underground. Do I? Yeah. So anybody in the chat, let me know if you guys think Chris Rock did a good job.
But yeah, I don't want to see Max Mangello running around in Saw 10. I don't want to see Chris Rock in Saw 2. Ooh, it was him. We got to find out where he is. Nah, don't show me.
Yeah, but you don't. First off, we don't know if that's going to be there, and I think they already have a plan for a Saw 2. For
you mean
Spiral 2.
Saw 10 or whatever?
No, I'm not going to call it Saw because it's different. It's different. It's not Saw. It's Spiral.
Ooh, nah.
Yeah. It's not Saw. It's not Saw. It's in the same universe, but it's not Saw.
You don't like my idea though? I think my idea could be good if I flesh it out and really take time. Saw Society.
Nah, bro, I ain't into that shit.
A group of like a cult that's like, oh, we worship. Yeah,
no one wants to see a cult, bro.
It's like The Purge, where you got to figure out. Ooh,
yeah, and The Purge was so great.
You
the
like
first one was
I like
good. The first one was good. The rest
so they're
of them
doing
were
another
trash.
Purge movie, The Forever Purge, which they should have called it the
rest of them were
Purge.
trash. Rest of them were trash. First
I like the one
good.
with Frank Grillo. He fucking, you don't talk about somebody who kills it. Frank Grillo's going out there, boom, 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 badass.
Rock was great, but I think some of the jokes didn't hit right because maybe it was the wrong timing.
Thank you.
Misplaced in the conversation, but great.
Yes, Sarah. Thank you.
I actually like the jokes.
That's cool, man.
I'm shocked, G, the one who put the I like the jokes, like I said, especially when he was like, I don't want no bumba clot partner. I was like, yeah, Chris Rock speaking patois. I
hated the jokes because it's a Saw movie. And like, you know, if I go into The Conjuring and I watch fucking Ed and Lorraine Warren and like, oh, that's a cool dress you have. No, I'm going to be pissed off. It's like, this is the fucking Conjuring. Show me some possession shit. Show me what you're supposed to show me.
Yeah, but having humor in a fucking movie doesn't change the fact that it's bad. You know?
No, but it ruins
if
the
that's
tone.
the case. That's exactly what it did with Ragnarok. It didn't ruin the tone, though.
Because I think that Ragnarok is more of a comedy, and I don't take it seriously.
But Ragnarok is not supposed to be a comedy. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I think
it's not supposed to be a comedy. It's not supposed to be a comedy, bro.
What made you sad about it?
That movie had no idea what it wanted to be. The first half of the movie, there's like one or two jokes in the beginning.
There's jokes with Surtur. Yep.
One or two jokes in the beginning. That's why I said
you have to time it out. You have
one or two jokes in the beginning, and then the minute they get to the planet, it's joke after joke after joke after joke after joke.
Because that's the time for it.
We get a fucking Hulk running around with his fucking ass showing, acting like a little baby. You have Thor fucking on a chair going through a tunnel screaming. The God of Thunder is fucking screaming.
The entire section is supposed to be funny. Which parts were supposed to be
the God of Thunder is screaming
because they realize that fucking Chris Hemsworth is funny. That's why they made
Thunder is screaming.
And he was also fat. He was a
But he
fat
wasn't
man,
fucking screaming in a
and he was
chair
playing video games.
and about, no, please don't cut my hair.
He
Please
was
don't cut my
drinking
hair.
beer and looking like Big
Please
Lebowski
don't cut my hair. And
because
I didn't
Chris
like
Hemsworth is
fat,
funny.
but I didn't like Fat Thor
Oh, see, I
either.
like to see. Then they were different. Then I like Fat Thor. And
You're fucking mad, bro.
oh God,
Fat
man.
Thor was stupid, and then they
You
left
didn't
it
think it
in
was
way
funny?
too long. No,
You didn't think like, oh, hey, he's playing Fortnite.
no.
Hey, this is the
My
God of
son,
Thunder. Oh
my
my God,
son
come
called
on.
that right away. When they were going to check him, my son was like, "Watch, Thor is going to be fat." And sure enough, Thor was fat. My son
Props to your
called it
son, man.
right
Props to
away,
your son,
right
dude.
away. And I was like, "Yeah, what the fuck is this fat Thor shit?" I
But
think humor at
he
the right
stayed
times
fat.
makes the horror even worse. One thing about Jigsaw was a joke that Mitchell made where he sees Billy and takes and says, "That's not creepy at all."
And so here's the deal. I'm going to give you a little lesson, man. And this is it's free of charge. I won't charge you for it now. Fucking,
I
you
don't
can
need no
do.
lesson. I don't need no lessons
You
from you.
can do a comedic horror movie. Shaun of the Dead proved that. One of the Jim Jarmusch movies proved that.
But this is
Only
not
Lovers
a
Left Alive.
comedic horror movie. It was just a horror movie with
Thank
some
you.
comedy in
That's
it.
why you no, and that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. No. So you
But-
have to do it right. You have to do the tones right, where it's like, oh, that's scary. Oh, that's not scary.
But that's what they did. There was no jokes when it was time to be serious. The jokes was when he was talking in the fucking room with the captain, when he was in the car. There were no fucking silly jokes when they were at a crime scene. That's what kills it.
What was the funniest joke? What was the funniest joke from out of the other 8 Saw movies that you liked, that you thought was funny?
I don't remember, bro.
There were none.
I don't remember,
That's the point.
bro.
There were no jokes. It wasn't funny.
She just said there was
serious
one.
and dark. In the first 8 Saw movies?
Yeah, right here.
Actually, you know what?
One thing about Jigsaw was a joke, and there were jokes in them.
Jigsaw, I won't count. That was bad.
But there were jokes in them. But my point is, it doesn't matter if the jokes are in at the right spot, which is where they were. It's not like they were going to a crime scene, and it's not like they were going to a crime scene and Chris Rock was making a joke.
You can't contradict yourself. Don't say that for that and not Thor Ragnarok or Guardians. I agree with you.
How can you say Guardians had less jokes than Thor Ragnarok?
Guardians 2 we're talking about.
Yes, Guardians 2 had less jokes than Thor Ragnarok.
No, because the tone is wrong. You can't undercut the moment with the joke. You can do a section
they did the same thing with this one.
Thor Ragnarok. It's like Ron
when he's in there. Okay, so when he's in there and he's about to fight Hulk, and it's a fucking like intense scene, and he's like, "Oh, my friend from work, yay!" Like that cuts the tension in the scene. Like they did the same thing. It was joke after joke after joke in Ragnarok. It was fucking horrible.
No, the tension in the scene is part of the joke because it's like it's the
punchline.
It's the Hulk. But we already knew that moment.
And then he's fucking in the room.
You know
and
what?
He throws a ball against the wall and hits him in the head. And he's funny. Like, "No, that was not funny."
But there was everything that they were talking about was funny. Wait, hold on. I will say this though, Anzo.
What's up, Poe? Thanks for $2 super chat.
Poe, man, how's it going, Poe? Love you, brother. Yeah, man. Thank you, Caleb.
Of course.
Yo, shout out. Yo, 2 guys who know what the fuck they're talking about, man. One maybe a little bit more than the other.
Yeah, me. Because he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Just remember, guys, he liked Saw 4 and 5 as the best Saw movies.
Hey, all right, Anzo, what's a Dutch angle shot? What is that? What's a medium shot?
I don't know. I don't care.
What color grading do you use for?
But bro, but bro, hold on. I don't care about the shots. That's not what people go to the movies for. To go and watch the shots. They go to be entertained.
I'll be honest with you.
About a Dutch shot, angle shot, shot, that shot.
Right, so now I got to backtrack, but I will say I went to see Midsummer because I knew Ari Aster would have great cinematography and shots. I went to go see The Witch and The Lighthouse because of the same reasons, because I knew Robert Eggers is going to do authentic, great costumes. I will say Chris Rock's suit was balling as hell. I'll give him that. I do want to say this about Thor Ragnarok really quick. If they didn't have the scene in the trailer where we knew it was the Hulk, then it would have been a better moment. It would have been like, oh shit, it's the Hulk. They fucked that up.
There was nothing good about that moment, bro.
Oh,
there was nothing good about that.
It was fucking fire. I loved Ella. You didn't like Ella?
First off, Hella was the best thing about the movie. But first off, Thor should not be able to beat Hulk. if you know your comic book lore,
Okay,
Thor should have never beat
well,
Hulk.
he did hold up a thing to the sun to make his hammer, his axe. I mean, to make Stormbreaker. He did hold the whole.
Yeah, but that's MCU. He still can't beat Hulk.
You don't like that either, though, probably. Like that the fact that he survived the sun, the weight of the sun.
That didn't bother me.
Okay, all right.
That didn't bother me. But Thor beating Hulk. Sorry.
Lightning.
Can't do
I
it.
don't know.
You have Hulk acting like a little 10-year-old kid. Me, Hulk. No, don't leave. Everybody hates Hulk. Like that's.
I'm sorry.
There was nothing funny.
I will say you're a big Hulk fan, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's your
and
thing.
Anybody who's a Hulk fan knows that Marvel has killed that Hulk character.
Okay,
and they destroyed him in Ragnarok.
I'll give you that as a Hulk fan. Maybe it
they
affected you
destroyed
more.
him in Ragnarok.
See, to me, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool that he didn't know who he wanted to be, and then he became Professor Hulk. I like all that shit. Me personally, as like, it didn't really offend me. But if you're really into the Hulk, and it's like, oh, what the fuck, they fucked up Planet Hulk, I'll accept that. You know, maybe you have a different the way you feel about it.
Yeah, I hated it.
I like the ending of Thor Ragnarok with like, no, we need to make Ragnarok happen. Let's put the crown on and get Surtur to kill Hela.
Yeah, and then they destroy the planet, and Thor makes a joke about it.
No, Korg made a joke. Oh, by the way, like that's my boy, my dude. Fucking.
Oh, I
Taika,
hated that. I hated that guy.
You don't like Taika.
I hated that character.
I like
Taika's character.
I like his movies though. In general, I like I like the vampire one. I liked Jojo Rabbit. I liked what was the vampire one? Fucking The Shadows. Only Love Something in the Shadows.
I didn't watch that shit.
That's a comedy, by the way. That's a straight up comedy.
Yeah, because that's what he does, and that's what he did to Thor Ragnarok. You think I'm looking forward to seeing Love and Thunder? Absolutely not. Because he's doing it, it's gonna be the same shit, and I'm just not interested.
Fair enough, man.
Not interested.
You'd rather have I understand. You'd rather have your comedy in a Saw movie, man. I get it, man.
No, I'd rather have my comedy that works.
No, Saw is really funny, man. I think
comedy,
Saw is hilarious.
comedy in fucking comedy in Avengers worked. Comedy in an Infinity War worked. The comedy in Endgame a little bit, but not always. It worked. Huh? The comedy worked, but the comedy in fucking Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy 2, they just did not work. They were so trash.
See, now rewatching Guardians. Now, the first time I saw it, I was with you. I was like, ugh, Guardians 2, nah. The second time I watched it, the more I watched Guardians 2, the more I get out of it. Yeah, I kind of hate. You know what I hate specifically? I hate Drax. I'm so sorry. It's
was the
all
worst.
about Drax. And he's not doing it anymore. Batista's not doing it anymore. It worked for the very first one because it's like he was a walking meme, but it was like it made sense. Then I was like, oh, you can't see me, I'm invisible and I'm chewing the nuts. It's like
No, the second one ended up being comic relief. It was stupid. He went from wanting to kill Thanos, and you see this is my point. The jokes with Drax in the first one absolutely worked. They were in spots where it worked. That's why the jokes in Saw worked. Because they weren't in these fucking spots where shit is popping off, and then it's like, that's my father.
No, for me, and here's where we differ, and we can agree on this. What I wanted, instead of all the jokes, was the backstory of Max Minghella. Even if it wasn't him specifically, I want to know how he got to where he was. And you don't want that, and that's okay. You'd rather have the jokes.
Well, you didn't get that in the first Saw.
No, and that was a problem.
That wasn't a problem.
No, I don't want to go back
still
and
a classic.
That.
I'm just telling you, the first. So okay, then. So it wasn't a problem.
You can be a classic and still have plot holes.
It still wasn't a problem. You see, you got to understand it. Sometimes that they give you exactly what you need to know. When you watch Star Wars, you have no idea who the fucking emperor is, but you hear his name called. That's it. And then you find out who he is in later movies. That's the point of it. You don't need to do all this fucking.
But does it make sense
right away?
Why?
Because if they do a second one, then you can find out. Then you can see how he did it, how he came in. But they took the same beats from the first Saw movie.
I'm not going to battle with you about Star Wars because you crushed me in that. I can't fucks with you in that. But I will say this: did it make sense?
Yes.
No. Hold on. No. I'm sorry. Wait, I didn't finish. Did it make sense that Vader was Luke's father? And was that set up perfectly? Did you get the feel entirely?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Because it
because,
makes sense and it's set up and we know a little bit
but
more
it
about
wasn't set up though. It wasn't
okay.
set up
Okay,
because
fair enough.
there's no mention to it, right? He's trying to kill Luke, and then in the second one, you don't know it until he speaks to Luke at the
Oh
end.
yeah, Poe, I don't fucks with Onzo about Star Wars. I'm just gonna concede.
You don't know about it until the end, you know? I think with Shrek, you led up to his reveal and you figured out who he is, and then you don't have the story behind it with John. You had nothing on him in Saw, so there was no expectations. It's correct. We didn't know anything
Sure.
about John
Oh, I
until the
still
second
love.
one.
Hey, that moment changed. Like I said, changed my life. But going back and looking at it retrospectively and seeing movies, like we said, like Seven and fucking The Sixth Sense and the Kaiser Sose,
User
Usual
suspects.
Suspects, and other
You
things.
see, you see, my thing is, I don't, and I'll agree with you on this one. I don't want to see a Saw 2 where it's Chris Rock chasing someone who he knows. That's why I said I could have had a different ending to the Saw
Well, it's
movie.
going to be like Max Mangella's like, here I am, but I want to play a game, and it's time to do it.
Well, no. Maybe someone is behind it, which would
Maybe,
make sense too, right?
maybe it's the guy. Maybe it's the blonde guy who I was saying that it should have been. Maybe they're going
Which
to
blonde guy?
the one that we were talking about that you
The
were like,
cop?
who was
No,
like,
I'm thinking maybe it's someone from previous Saw movie. You know what I mean? Like the Doctor
well,
or
he's not coming.
Hoffman.
He ain't coming back. Carrie Yules isn't doing it. That's why
They give him enough money, he'll come back,
Oh,
bro.
okay, fair. I'll give you that. Give you
You give
that.
enough money, he'll come back, right?
Facts.
So maybe
Yeah.
it's Hoffman. Maybe
Hey,
it's Hoffman. Maybe
Carrie
it's
Yules did that fucking Unholy movie, and that was garbage. Like I like this movie better than that, and he did that shit. So you
never
better come
seen
back.
it.
Yeah, it was trash. But
So they could still do something like that. You know what I mean?
use my idea and let Max Mangiella be the leader of the Saw Society. But somebody
No,
else is working
wants
in.
to see no fucking Saw Society, bro.
It's. I like that title, that
No,
fire. I like the
that's
cult, and the cult will have the circle, and they'll be like, "Ooh, and you'll see somebody's girlfriend. You'll be like, "Ooh, oh, I didn't know she was a member of the Saw Society."
nah, bro.
Oh, ooh, I want to see that shit.
Nah, bro.
I don't want to see that either. I don't want to see any. I'm done with the Saw. I'm
Nah,
done.
bro. I don't want to see no Saw Society. That's not what Saw is based off of. You know what I mean? So
It's not what it's based off, but it would tie in with like the way that things have went.
whatever happened to Daniel Matthews? Anybody else who survived? Where's that story?
Daniel Matthews survived. He just his father got his head crushed. That's all.
Who's Daniel Matthews?
That's the son of fucking Wahlberg.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That kid, I don't know what that kid's doing. He's
maybe,
like,
you know what I mean?
I do Comic Cons now. Yeah.
But you see, that's the thing. Like, so I think this Spiral movie took the exact same beats from the first one. Did a perfect job with recreating what we saw in the first one, except for the twist.
And except for the cinematography and and all that shit and the score and the way that
the score was fine, bro. The score was exactly the same from the original Saw movie.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that that's first off, you're just copying and rehashing the same music.
I'm fine with that.
Well, but also there were scenes where I didn't hear the score. It just was like them talking. It's like, oh, Darren Lee Bozeman was like, just let him talk. And that's why when I say the mixture of that with the lighting, to me, it was like, oh, they're on a soundstage. I don't feel like I'm in the movie. I feel like I'm watching them like fucking act it out, and that's how I felt. No, I'm not. I'm telling you, man. You should be like, oh wow, you felt like you weren't.
They're ridiculous. I didn't get that at all. The score was perfect.
In what sense am I ridiculous?
Came in because because they didn't play the music when they were talking. Like what? I don't understand that.
Because you're supposed to give me an experience. When I saw Godzilla vs. Kong,
and you like that, right?
It wasn't great, but
I'll say this. It though, right?
I like the score. I like the way that it sucked. The sound sucked me in. Like, oh shit, yeah, and the fucking music was blaring. Like, I like
the fucking score was horrible.
Oh my god,
the movie was horrible.
It wasn't great, but it was okay. It was fun.
No, it was horrible.
You thought
Those kids ruined that whole fucking movie.
Oh yeah, the kids were great. Oh, the podcast, that shit. Yeah,
That dude ruined
that
the
was
whole
trash.
movie.
But the actual Godzilla vs Kong stuff, like Godzilla was part of the underworld, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, whatever.
You don't like that? Nah.
They're traveling to the unknown region and all that stuff. I'm like, get the fuck out of here with that stuff.
Hey, you didn't like that. You didn't like Mechagodzilla? Oh, we're building Mechagodzilla. No. Oh, okay.
No. Right. Mechagodzilla got beat by kids pouring alcohol on the fucking computer panel.
I'll give you that. That's fucked up. But when they were fighting together as a tag team versus Mechagodzilla, come on, you like that shit.
It wasn't nothing special. It was nothing special. Absolutely nothing special. There's a site out there that actually picked the movies apart and put them in chronological order. Look it up.
Yeah, I figured that there
movies
would be.
Timeout.
It's just like Tenet. There, I think I showed you that thing with the PDF of the linear time of Tenet. Same thing with Inception. They have like linear times that makes sense.
You sent me something with Tenet? I wasn't a big fan of Tenet. Tenet was all right.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, it was okay.
Charles Closer is a genius composer. Wow.
He's great. Yeah, he's great. I don't know what happened, but it's not his fault that you don't use the score in the right parts of the film that you need to use it in. Like, I need to hear that score throughout the whole movie, and it needs to be, you need to set the tone for me personally. If you're okay with that and you don't subconsciously know it or consciously know it, then that's fine. But for me, no, I need to hear a great score. And so I know you're laughing at me and you're like, you're a nitpicking mother. Damn, you're hard to put.
Tenet was good, just the sound made the movie bad, too scratchy. Yeah, the sound was horrible.
There we go. Sound. It's important. It means something. Yeah, it was too
sound
loud.
And score, two different.
Oh yeah, no, I know the sound. Yeah, the score itself of Tenet, I actually liked the techno aspect of it, but it was too like mixing. The mixing was bad. I'm a DJ. I know about mixing, man. I'm a musician.
The mixing was bad, and
musician was
Tenet. There's some parts where they're speaking and you can't hear what they're saying because of the score.
Yeah,
what are you gonna say?
We're on fire, man. I gotta go do some stuff, bro. What about you, man? You wanna?
Yeah, I'm about to close it up just now.
All right, man. I'm not trying to rush it. I had fun doing this.
I'm laughing at y'all. That's okay. Rap is great, and I get why they wanted a different tone.
I want to talk about that because I don't want you to think that
the score with no lyrics.
Hey, I love rap. I love the 21 song. I play that at the club all the time. Like, it's fucking great, man. And I like the rap in the beginning because it was a transitional point, but they kept it going. And it's like, okay, now you made the transition. You did the hip hop part. Now it's time to have a more serious score or something else, because you can't just keep having, because now I'm watching Rush Hour and I'm watching a buddy cop movie. I'm not watching a Saw movie.
You're ridiculous.
What?
Because
hell,
you don't have to have like fucking like if you're watching a horror movie, yes, or whatever, and a Saw movie, you don't have to have the same kind of fucking score. You can have something different. Yo, the score was fire, bro. Had some hip hop flavor into it. I
like your confidence and your persistence, but sometimes you got to be like, no, Josh, you're right about that. That's a good point.
No.
Sometimes you gotta just.
The rap is great. Agreed. Just a bit distracting later.
Yeah, and just like me, like I tell you, like, you know what, Anzo, you have a good point there. That's true. That's a good point about that. Yeah, and so do I. You gotta tell.
So yes or no, was Spiral good? Absolutely.
Nah, man.
Absolutely, it was good.
Sorry,
Poe.
man. Go check it out, Poe, and you tell us.
I can guarantee you, Poe, you will love it.
Hey, Poe, I'll tell you this. You ain't going to see anything else, so just go see it. Don't even worry about it, and tell us what you think.
I know the type of movies Poe likes. Poe will like it.
Okay.
I know Poe will like it.
Are you excited for all right, then we'll close it out, because then after this, I'm going to ask you one thing. Are you excited for F9? No. Okay. See, here's what I think about the Fast saga. I realize that it's a joke, and it's campy, it's nonsense, but I'm going to go watch Fast 9. I'm going to laugh my ass off. I'm going to laugh at the car going on top of the rope and swinging the helicopter. I understand that the purpose of what they're trying to accomplish. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
enjoy it.
listening.
And I'm gonna enjoy it though. That's what I mean. So
So
you can enjoy
you can
it.
sit there. Hold on. You
I
can
can.
fucking sit there and
Yes.
trash the shit out of Saw. But watch a
Yes.
fucking car. You know they're going to space, right?
I don't know about that. I know that the car's
They're
gonna be
going.
fucking,
They are
sure.
going to
They
space,
might.
bro.
Well, the
I
one
am
has
telling
the
you.
rocket. Oh no, he does have the
Yes,
rocket.
yes, and they're
Yes.
flying up to space.
And that's and I'm gonna go in and laugh at that and be
So
like, this
you
is
can go and sit there and watch that and be like, "Oh yeah, this is a fire ass movie."
because I know what I'm. Yes, and that's what I'm. And that's what I want to teach you as a So maybe you'll learn.
You ain't teaching me shit, bro. You ain't teaching me shit, bro.
No, that's what it is. It's the type of movie, and I brought that up to have this little discussion before we close out because I gotta fucking go get some ice cream or some shit.
Ice cream.
There
Really?
you go. Thank you, Sarah. And I know that, and I'm expecting that, and I can go watch John Wick and be like, he put his head through the book and kick his ass and shoot him.
That is fine, and that's fine with that. But those things are way too over the top. That's the thing.
But you're gonna go and enjoy them.
No, I'm not. I don't enjoy that shit.
You don't like John Wick?
No, I love John Wick. But John Wick is not as over the top as fucking Fast and the Furious.
It's pretty.
Bro, this guy, no, bro.
It's not.
Bro, these guys are fucking jumping from one building. They crash through one building and jump to another building, and not one fucking shit happens to the car. Now you're watching this shit, and he's like, "Oh no, what are you doing, Dom? There's a bridge," and he jumps. Catches a fucking car with a rope and has the car swing around. No, it's too ridiculous.
Here's what I'm going to say about it. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, no, it was campy and stupid and ridiculous, and I had fun laughing.
That's too ridiculous.
But I'm not going to be okay. Fair enough. You didn't see the 8th one or the 7th?
I've seen all of them.
You've seen all of them.
All of them, and it just gets worse and worse.
You're done now. You're not going to go even see the F9.
I'm going to see it.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna see it. I see all these movies. I do this. This is what I do on YouTube. I gotta review them or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see it. But you got Hobbs and Shaw, and you got Rock fucking holding a helicopter back with a chain.
Hobbs
I'm like,
and
really?
Shaw, they. By the way, I think that the person behind it's Ryan Reynolds. They just didn't do it right. They should have revealed that because I don't think they're gonna do another one. But I think it was Ryan Reynolds the whole time. That was the bad guy. You don't even remember. You're like, what are you? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't think it's Ryan Reynolds.
I think it is because they had that one scene with him in the computer. Oh, I'm on my computer. Da, 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 da. I think they're just going to reveal it because I actually fucking forget now. I really felt like I was on that shit when I watched it. I don't even fucking remember the movie.
That movie, I thought it was a little bit entertaining. It just wasn't as over the top as the Fast and Furious. Like they're just going way too far.
I don't think John Wick is in the same camp level. I agree with you on that, but I will say him like falling off the building and surviving, and then having Lawrence Fishburne, you're ready for the 4th one. It's like that made me like kind of cringe.
Okay, so the falling off the building was the only thing that was really like over the top.
And Lawrence Fishburne's alive too. And I mean they're in the desert. He has to go meet.
But why?
Meet the one above all and walk through the desert.
But why would Lawrence Fishburne be dead though?
Because the fucking sushi men were like they were killing people with one strike. They were super.
Yeah, but they weren't trying to kill him. They did the same thing with the girl. They weren't trying to kill them. They were punishing them. It's called punishment. She says you got to get punished.
And they weren't trying to kill Lawrence Fishburne. I thought they were like,
no,
you're done.
They weren't trying. They didn't kill the girl. Remember the girl that helped John Wick?
Wait, but all this stuff is
no. But remember the girl that didn't help John Wick?
The ballet
that helped John Wick?
Angelica Houston, the ballet shit.
Yeah, they didn't kill her. They punished her.
They did the same. Her?
No, they didn't kill her.
Okay, I'm gonna rewatch. Okay, all right.
They just cut off her hand or some shit like that, or cut off her finger or some shit like that. No, they didn't kill her. They didn't kill her. They punished her, and they did the same thing with Lawrence Fishburne. They weren't killing them. They were punishing.
I must be misremembering that. But him killing the guy in the library with the book, and then walk through the desert, and I'm gonna spit in the water and give you the water, and then you got to cut your finger off, and then they'll go back through the desert.
Yeah, but you're talking about things that could possibly
I
happen.
mean, I'm just saying,
to
it's so
to
ridiculous.
things
Though.
that could possibly happen to things that could not ever possibly happen.
No, I
Like
agree that
it's
the Fate of the Furious and all that shit was just like, oh my god, like how they're driving their cars on ice, and that's
these
so
guys
stupid.
are fucking these guys are fucking driving through a fucking what was it, a bulldozer or some shit like that. The part with the bulldozer,
Yeah,
I'm
the
like,
bulldozers.
yeah,
I mean,
come on now.
that was less campy than them driving on ice with a nuke, like about to
Right.
go off and shit. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, no, but I'll watch it, and that's my point, though. That's why I brought that up. I don't want to get that misconstrued. I brought it up because I will go into that knowing what it is, knowing what I want out of it, and leaving like, okay, but I knew what I wanted out of this, and I didn't get that. I didn't get the same thing.
Yeah, well, I'll watch it, but I know I'm gonna be like, this is fucking ridiculous because I've said it with the last fucking 3. Like, this is ridiculous. Like,
Smoke
this
up, man.
is
Smoke
fucking
up
ridiculous.
a lot before
I
you
always smoke before, and it's still ridiculous. It's the things they do in these movies are fucking ridiculous. I watched them once, and I never watched them again.
I don't know how the fuck Han is alive. Is that a flashback? I don't get that, man.
No, it's not a flashback. They're gonna retcon something where they retcon the retcon.
It's
That's
his
what
brother
they did.
that's a twin or something.
No, they just retcon the retcon. That's all. He died. You know, they.
Oh, the funniest shit was when like they went back to like Fast and the Furious 3, like where
And
Vin
had
Diesel
Jason,
was.
put
Yeah,
Jason Statham in there.
no. Where Vin Diesel went to after the race with the drift guy and was like, yeah, you know, Han's dead, man. You know, even though it's like, no, that's impossible. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, so we'll close it up. I'll let you do what you gotta do. Talk about your channel, sir.
Yeah, Movie Aficionados on Facebook and YouTube. And my comic book Artsy Fartsy, it's about film critics that are just as pretentious as me. If you want to see that shit, man. And Anzo, thank you for having me on here. It was fun, man. It was great.
Not a problem,
it was like off my chest.
Not a problem, man. I got you on here so that I could like trash your fucking taste in movies.
Oh,
just remember, guys, like I said before I close it off, he likes Saw 4 and 5 as the best Saw movies. So
no, well, Saw 1 is obviously one of the best Saw movies.
Yeah, it is the best.
Sure. It is. It is the best. I mean,
what?
It is the best.
You see, you don't sound like you're convinced with that.
No, that I gotta give you that. It is. It's the way it made me feel. It will never be.
Saw 1, 2, and 3 are the best, and then the rest of them go downhill from there.
Sure.
Yes, not sure. That's exactly what it is.
Not that much down, though. I really like not that much down.
Yeah. We'll see. With that being said, guys, we'll close it up. Peace out. See you guys next time.